Greetings, IEC. There is so much going on around church right now. Student groups are starting back up. Formation opportunities are kicking off. We're on the cusp of some new and exciting classes. And City Serve is on October the 3rd, where we get to go out and serve our city. It's really fun to not just be surviving as a church, but to be moving little by little back towards thriving. But I wanted to send you a quick video today updating you on our plans for worship during the fall season. This summer, as you know, we've had a hybrid model of Zoom online worship plus outdoor worship at various parks and homes scattered around the city. Our goal was to make gathered worship as accessible as possible for as many as possible, because we believe worship is not just a performance you consume. We believe it's an offering to God that you participate in, and the more tangible and local we can make it, the better. And so we haven't been afraid to get creative to do it, to learn from our Rwandan brothers and sisters, for example, that worshiping the open sky can be an absolutely beautiful thing too. And I'm really thankful for the ways that those services have borne fruit. We have over 50% of IAC coming out each week to the parks, with many more logging onto Zoom each week. That persistence and grit in non-ideal circumstances is really a witness that the church is not just a human thing, a human association. God has gathered us together as a family, and our persistence to gather is a witness to that divine reality. But we've been especially encouraged by the joy and fun and connection that has sprung up by worshiping outside. Those services have felt so safe, and the connections that people are making are so life-giving. People are hanging out afterwards longer and longer each week. It's been a blast. Now none of us are under the delusion that this is as good as it gets, but we're really thankful for what it is and for what God's done in the midst of it, raising up new leadership, making new friendships, inviting new folks into IAC who are looking for a place to gather that feels safe to them. Because of the fruit we're seeing, we're going to continue this pattern of worship into the fall, at least through the middle of October. We're going to keep meeting outside, plus offering a service on Zoom. Now, there'll probably be some tweaks along the way. We're starting to experiment with a socially distanced kid time during the sermon. We may switch the times around so that as it gets colder, the outdoor services can start later in the morning and be warmer, etc. But nothing big is going to change until it gets too cold to be outside. Sometime in late October or early November, our plan is to head back into the sanctuary, while still continuing to offer a route for online worship. Now, from everything we know, being in the sanctuary does increase the risk of COVID compared to being outside, but with cases continuing to drop, a lot of best practices of prevention now becoming much clearer, I think we'll be able to move inside with a high degree of confidence that we can worship together relatively safely. Now, there are some big questions around how all that is going to work. The number of services we're going to need, whether a separate kid time is possible or advisable, whether we'll be able to sing together, for example. That's all very much still up in the air. We'll be sending out some surveys, I suspect, as we get closer to hear from you. That was tremendously helpful to us the last time around. But we're going to be making these decisions about the specifics using the same grid of values that we have been all along. We want to welcome as many as possible, as safely as possible, into as much depth of relationship and content as possible. Those things are in tension, but we can do them all together. We have been, and it's our commitment to continue to. In the meantime, we deeply encourage you to join us out at Park Worship if you're at all able, especially if you don't think you'll feel comfortable being back in the building. It could be a very long winter, depending on what happens. And we want to see with our eyes and hear with our ears as many of us as we can while we can still be in the safety of being outside. If that's not possible for you, if you don't feel comfortable with that, find someone else who's been on Zoom and watch it together with them. We all at least need some COVID buddies in these times of isolation who are taking things maybe as seriously as we are, so we can do some things together. If you need help finding someone like that, let us know. We would love to help make some connections there. But we're excited about what God has been doing, and we're excited about what He will do as we continue to press forward into this together. We are truly with you in this. Let us know how we can continue to be, and we hope to see you soon.